When the news broke, it was a thunderclap. Jürgen Klopp, the man who had resurrected Liverpool, was leaving. A collective gasp echoed around the world. The man who had ended a 30-year wait for a league title, who had brought the European Cup back to Anfield, was walking away. It felt impossible.
I will leave the club at the end of the season. Running out of energy, I have no problem now. I cannot do the job again and again and again and again.
Devastated. I thought it was a joke when I was first told. I did, I couldn't believe it. I was just stunned for the next hour where I was. I couldn't believe that we decided to finish at Liverpool. I actually thought the fact that almost a new team that he's built this season's doing really well in lots of competitions, I did feel that would almost re-energise him, and I did feel that he would actually be signing a new contract.
What an incredible emblem of the club he's been for the last 8.5 years, and he really is a force of nature. I was absolutely astonished that absolutely nowhere at all was there any whisper of this whatsoever, which is even more incredible when you think he said in that interview, I told the club back in November. Well, there was no whispers around the media this week. Oh, keep an eye on Liverpool this week. Might be something big coming up. Or get yourself there for a press conference. That's staggering. There's no way he can have told the players. If he'd told them, it would have leaked. It would have leaked. I'm not saying players are loose-lipped. The fact that this hasn't come out in the modern day football with all of the news outlets, social media, etc., is amazing.
Don't go. Please, please, give us a few more years. He's tired. I'll give you my energy.
When I saw the news, it brought tears to my eyes, but at least we're going to leave on a high and we're going to win the league.
Good luck, yeah, in clapping your future. Hopefully you can win the World Cup in Germany and the Euros.
Start crying now, lad.
Were you getting emotional?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Please, one more season, I beg.
Pep was at Barcelona, took a sabbatical year. Klopp is at Liverpool, is stopping. Xavi is at Barcelona, is also stopping. 3 great clubs. That's a dream job normally, and they're stopping. That tells you a story. The pressure, everybody has a voice, social media and whatnot. It is tough to be a manager, like I said to you, and no one cares about you. So you're gonna have to take care of yourself at one point. I understand that it's very nice for fans and everybody involved, journalists, but do not think only about yourself and thinking that the Premier League will miss Klopp, that Liverpool will miss Klopp. We know that, and that's true. But he was missing his family, he was missing his own time, he was missing his sanity. So good for him. When I got the news, I was like, good for you.
It doesn't mean anything to me if they think I'm the greatest or not. What does that mean? I want to do the best I can to help my club.
But as the emotional farewells began, Klopp, ever the visionary, gave the faithful a final piece of advice. A whisper of a name that few outside of the Netherlands knew. Arne Slot. On the final day, amidst the tears and the songs, he looked to the Kop and sang the name himself. Arne Slot, he bellowed, a gesture of absolute faith.
Arne Slot! La, 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 la. Imagine the next season starts and you are not waiting what's going on. No, you go full throttle into it. You welcome the new manager like you welcomed me. You go all in from the first day.
I like the way his team play football. I can say that definitely all the things I hear about him as a guy, good coach, good guy. Looking forward for the club if he's the solution.
But the reaction was muted. Fans were heartbroken and confused. Who was this guy? A bold Dutchman from a club called Feyenoord. He wasn't a superstar manager, not like the other names being thrown around. The media was skeptical. Is that the resume? One pundit scoffed. Of someone to lead a club the size of Liverpool back to the Premier League title and the Champions League?
Arne Slot is the favourite to make that move from the Eredivisie to Liverpool.
Underwhelmed, no?
Aye. I mean, is that the resume of somebody to lead a club the size of Liverpool back to the Premier League title and the Champions League?
The skepticism was understandable. The last bald Dutchman to arrive in the Premier League had a very different fate. But Slot wasn't here to be a sequel. He was here to write his own story. And what happened next was the stuff of legend. Slot marched into Anfield, and he didn't just carry on the legacy. He evolved it. Klopp's Liverpool was a whirlwind of heavy metal football, a symphony of chaos and fire. His teams, pressed like madmen, ran themselves into the ground and overwhelmed opponents with pure, unadulterated intensity. Slot's approach was a different kind of music. It was jazz more controlled, more methodical, and more intricate.
He made it all look very easy. Incredible, incredible start.
Yeah, of course we're happy with that, because when you start you don't think only about results. You first of all think about, okay, can we go on with the playing style that was already there and maybe add a few things.
It was about finding space, exploiting weaknesses, and punishing mistakes with surgical precision. The stats bear this out. In Klopp's title-winning season, Liverpool averaged 18 high presses per match. Under Slot, that number dropped to 12. The team sat a little deeper, remaining compact and choosing its moments to strike.
Arne, I saw your press conference and you mentioned that Manchester United's style is different this season in your opinion. What did you identify that allowed you to get this result today?
Last season they were man-marking on the midfield and they had a press with the 7-9-11, so with the striker and one of the wingers jumped with him. This season they are more with a 9 and 10 press, so they're more in a 4-4-2. So that's different, of course. I see them, in my opinion, working harder if the ball is being played through them. So they run more than. So that's at least what I saw in the first games of them. Yeah.
Did you know when you would win it high up the pitch, you would be straight at them, really? As simple as that, if you could win it high up?
Simple as that. So their style is also this season, maybe last season as well, that I don't remember that well, but their fullbacks are 9 or 10 times really high, and then Casemiro comes in between. So if you pick the ball and you can keep Luis Diaz and Mo Salah high, then you're constantly in a 1v1 situation. And then you need midfielders that can run, and we had 3 of them today that kept on running, and if they arrive in a duel, that they are aggressive enough to win it. So that was, I think, one of the main things why we could win today.
They weren't strangling the opposition to death. They were waiting for them to take a wrong breath. Against Manchester City, a team that demands total control, Klopp's 2019-20 side had over 50% possession and pressed high. Slot's Liverpool, meanwhile, beat City with only 34% possession and a much deeper defensive line.
Although it's difficult because I saw many Liverpool games, we didn't see all of them, but the way I looked at it was that they used every moment they could to play the ball in behind or deep. That meant that the game was always also sometimes a bit open, especially in the last period of Jürgen. And sometimes I tell them, okay, get a better judgment in risk and reward. So if you can put someone in front of the goalkeeper, please try to do so. If not, it's also a good idea sometimes to keep the ball. But I think if Jürgen was in the room now, he would have told us, yeah, I wanted to keep the ball once in a while as well. But in general, I see that still that some players are always, too many times in my opinion, try to play the difficult ball, which doesn't get the reward for the risk they take in this ball.
It's like Klopp's team was that annoying kid at school who kept poking you until you punched them. And Slot's was the one who just watched you trip on a banana peel and then laughed at you. And the result? Liverpool, under Slot, became champions again.
I think today we showed again why we deserve to win the league. If you go down to 10 men, and the character we showed and the commitment we showed to come back, to make it first 1-1, and both teams had of course the chance to score the second one. But we just kept on fighting and we have refused to lose this season. So it's been an amazing season for us, and the work you've put in has been absolutely outstanding. But you were able to do so because of all these people that are standing there. You hardly can see all the staff members that have helped you to become the team that we became. So I think we should thank you.
He joined an elite group of managers who won the Premier League in their very first season. It was a victory that proved Liverpool's success wasn't just tied to one man, but to the DNA of the club itself. Klopp built the house, and Slot came in and redecorated it. He inherited a squad with a strong backbone players like Alisson, Van Dijk, Trent, Robertson, and Salah, and made his own smart tweaks. He shifted the team's reliance on fullbacks for creativity to the midfielders and wingers. This tactical change helped Mohamed Salah reach an even higher level.
The masterstroke of playing Ryan Gravenberch 6. What did you want from the player in that position? And also I'm interested in how him playing 6, Gravenberch playing 6, then brings the best out in Alexis McAllister. Was that part of your thinking?
One of the things I spoke to most of the players, maybe to all of them, in their summer break, and one of the things Alexis said to me, and I also felt the same about it, was that he has no problem playing as a 6. He did quite well the season before, but he prefers to play with a 6 behind him, and I think that gets the best out of him. That's also why we were interested in signing a number 6. But Ryan did came back 1 or 2 days earlier. I was hoping for more, but he did came back 1 or 2 days earlier, and that way he could play the Manchester United game in that position, and I immediately liked it because he was so comfortable on the ball. I think if we look back, if you watch this game back, there's one moment where we played the ball towards him and there was someone who tried to press him and he just used his body, and the player didn't see him back for a few seconds, that the one that pressed him. So I immediately felt that would be a good asset to have, and then we had to find out during the first games in the season if he was defensively strong enough, but he definitely was. And I think he's now one of the players that has the most interceptions and all these kind of things. That's also a team dynamic, because if the front three don't work enough, it's hard for a number 6 to win the ball back. But he's having all the ingredients to play in that position really well. Maybe what he could add to his game is maybe 1 or 2 touch play and find even more players in between the lines. Maybe he can take Virgil as an example, because Virgil is for me our best player in that part, finding players in between the lines. But he's done great, Ryan, that's for sure.
Two are so important that we can find them behind those two. And instead of asking the ball over here or there, we prefer them to keep them a bit more in midfield. I even think the player that we wanted to bring in, I think it's out in the open that much, was also a player that was really comfortable, is still a player that's really comfortable on the ball and can bring the ball from the last line to our forwards.
With his goal and assist numbers skyrocketing, the man was on a fudging mission, single-handedly turning himself into a one-man wrecking crew. Back then, he scored 19 goals and had 10 assists. Under Slot, that number exploded to 28 goals and 18 assists. It was like he went from being a brilliant player to the freaking Avengers all on his own.
Or for Cody. So it's a bit of both. And, of course, if we lose it, he's not out wide, but he has on the inside, so it prepares us better for the counter-attack.
Another impressive player I'd like to talk about, doing not bad this season, is Mr. Mo Salah. How impressed have you been with him? Everyone knows he's a good player, but working with him at close quarters. And one thing I just wanted to point out before you do talk about him individually, these type of runs, that's all I see, especially around Mo Salah, which is creating these types of gaps, these distances. When you've got the best goal scorer in the league, when you're creating those gaps for him to have more time and more looks, he's going to get more goals and chances.
Yeah. No, definitely. What makes him special is that he can take the 1v1 on, but he has also a great pass. So the timing of his pass, not like this. So it's very difficult to defend. So if we have inside runs or opposite side runs, he's the one that can pick those runners. Mm-hmm. But if you, again, great. I think it's Connor, isn't it?
Yeah.
This one, yeah. So he creates the 1v1 for him. So if Connor stays backwards, then he doesn't have the 1v1. Mm. And now again, he takes this player out because he makes the inside run, I assume.
Again, 10 yards around that area.
And because of this run from Connor, he creates this 10 yards. Because if Connor doesn't make the run, he can be already closer on him. Now he can
2v1.
Yeah. And now he can receive the ball. Mo can bring these crosses in. He can pick the runner if Connor or Trent goes inside, or he can take the 1v1 on.
But the biggest difference? The club's ambition. Under Klopp, Liverpool were known for being careful spenders. Klopp was a master at developing players, turning okay players into good ones and good ones into greats. He was like a budget wizard, pulling rabbits out of hats and making them scoring machines. Other clubs spent money like it was going out of style, and Klopp just sat there saying, "Fudge that, we'll do it our way." He never had the sort of financial backing that other clubs enjoyed. He took a 6th-place team with 62 points and turned them into champions. That's some shiz right there. But under Slot, the club's strategy changed. FSG, the owners, finally opened the wallet. The summer of 2025 was a statement. Liverpool broke record after record in the transfer market, buying ready-made stars to push the team to the next level. Liverpool was no longer a stepping stone for Real Madrid. They were becoming the destination. Slot, backed by the club's new financial muscle, is now aiming for something bigger than just a single title. They want to dominate for years to come. Despite their different styles, Klopp and Slot are more alike than you might think. Neither was a superstar player. but both worked their way up, making a name for themselves through sheer determination and tactical brilliance. Slot's journey from a slow, old-fashioned midfielder to a managerial prodigy is a testament to his football IQ. He was a thinker, constantly questioning tactics and analyzing the game. His career as a coach was a natural progression. His former teammates even said he was already acting like a coach in his final years as a player. He'd ask, "Why are we pressing this way? Why don't we try this tactic?" The guy was a tactical nerd from the get-go. Just like Klopp at Mainz and Dortmund, Slot transformed clubs like AZ Alkmaar and Feyenoord, outshining bigger rivals with less resources. He's a perfectionist and a data-driven innovator who adapts seamlessly to challenges. He is a master of man management, making players believe in his process and getting the absolute maximum out of every single one of them. Players who worked with him say that everything he told them came true. He's like a football psychic. The story about him making his players practice long balls over and over, only for them to score 2 goals from long balls in the actual match, is proof of his genius. He told them, "I'll explain later," and the players had blind faith in him ever since. Klopp knew he was passing the torch to the right person. He saw a kindred spirit, a manager with a clear vision, and an unwavering belief in the team. Slot isn't trying to be Klopp too. He's carving his own path. He is calmer, more controlled, and he is steering Liverpool toward an even brighter future. Klopp gave the fans belief, and Slot kept that dream alive. And now, as a new era dawns at Anfield, it's clear Klopp was right all along. They just had to believe.